Guten Tag, I am Striker. Today I'll be answering the question that absolutely nobody asked, except for the people who clicked on this video in the first place. How many enemies are in Dead Rails, and are they valuable? Do they drop anything special? And do they complete a quest of some sort? And before we actually get into this video, I just need to remind you um, that I had to take a couple of these entities from some videos by some other creators, and I'll be linking them, or yeah, I'll be linking them in the description below, and also crediting the video it's from. So without further ado, let's get into this. Also, remind me if I missed any. That's what I need. Remind me if I missed any. So let's get into the video. First one up is the normal zombie. You can find this about every single building that you raid. They don't really have any special qualities to them. They're pretty common to find. The only weapon that they do use is their own fists. They're pretty weak too, but this is only the beginning. So expect to find way more difficult zombies along your journey. Second enemy in, and we're already getting to slightly difficult. This one is the fast zombie. They, as explaining their name, they are pretty fast. Faster than the normal zombie, obviously. They basically spawn in every single structure in the game, and they can also spawn in during normal nights. You can tell by the size of the moon. And they do have less health in it, but they are just a real annoyance. They use their fists as their only weapon, just like normal zombie. Not many redeeming qualities except for their fast. One way to avoid them, just down a ton of snake oil, but you know, snake oil is important, and I wouldn't recommend just wasting it on a couple fast zombies. Just only use it when you're in a clutch and you're being surrounded by a ton of them, like you usually do in this game. Just very annoying on your journey to the way to Mexico. Another zombie is the banker, which is basically a normal zombie, except they drop a bank code, which can be used to unlock the town bank. Each town spawns with at least one bank. So yeah, very important to people who want bonds or just want money for their journey to buy, you know, ammunition, guns, that type of stuff. One thing I do have to say, I really like the outfit of the banker, and it's a good choice. For some reason, I could not find this during my travels, so I had to find a video of it. But yeah, this is a sheriff zombie. It has the regular revolver, and if early game, it could kill you if you're not careful. But that's basically it. They just have a revolver. They don't sell for anything. They're basically just the soldier zombies, which I'll get into in a little bit. And I'm pretty sure their AI is actually dumber than outlaws. Same problem with the ironclad zombie. I could not find him during my travels. Either way, he is a heavily armored zombie, and for my studies, you should always aim for the legs, or if you can hit the shot, aim for the arms, because those are the only non-armored parts of the zombie. With survivalist, you can easily one-shot this guy in the legs. No contesting it with a rifle or just a pistol even. You can easily one-shot this guy, but he's wearing armor, and he can spawn basically every single structure, but mainly I usually see him in towns. Next up is the scientist zombie. They all come in waves at Tesla Labs. Once you activate the thing, if you don't activate the thing, they don't actually come. The thing is, like, you know, you build Nikola Tesla. You don't have to do that. That's a side quest. They are just fast zombies that are reskinned, kind of like the banker is, except they don't really have anything special, except that you know, they come in like tons of waves, kind of like normal fast zombies do during nighttime. You know, just normal moon, not like blood moon or full moon or anything like that. But yeah, they can overwhelm you if you are not careful. I remember the first time I raided Tesla Labs, yeah, they actually did overwhelm me because of how many there was. And although the prize is good, you still have to battle Nikola Tesla at the end, which I will get into him at the end. These guys yeah, they ruin your plans a lot if you are unprepared, kind of like I was in this, which I'll show you that in a second here. But yeah, not much is going on, and Nikola Tesla, his body's is about to be struck, and we can get the electrocutioner. So you can even see here, my friend was almost overwhelmed by just 2 of these zombies. And then these guys come up and rush me, but luckily Nikola Tesla's lightning strike actually kills them. But as you can tell, I'm trying to collect the bonds while my friend fends off the zombies. But then I just get overwhelmed because there was another wave of them that just came into the building. See? Right here, I actually spent Robux to revive, just because none of us had bandages, and I really didn't want to wait to get it, even though we were right next to the checkpoint. But yeah, if you're not careful, they can easily overwhelm you. So, in the mines of Sterling,
as a child, I yearned for the mines.
And the dynamite zombies. I'll talk about the skeleton miners since they're exclusive to this place. So, in the mines of Sterling, if you open it up, you'll find skeleton miners, and they have the mining helmet, which produces like a little light thing, and then they also have a pickaxe, which is their melee weapon. And then the dynamite zombies. These are possibly one of the most dangerous zombies in the game if you are unprepared, because although they have the same speed as a normal zombie, they're about as deadly as around 10 fast zombies and 1 ironclad. Yeah, I just made that up, but trust me here. You would not want to go against this guy if you are completely unprepared and you absolutely have no idea what you're doing. But if you have an idea on what you're doing, you can disarm these guys, which I'll show you that in a minute here. But yeah, very dangerous. The skeleton miners, not as dangerous. They're basically just a slightly tougher zombie. But you say, yeah, see, I killed that dynamite zombie while he was holding dynamite, and it didn't explode because I killed him before the dynamite went off. So dynamite zombies, you can find these in towns, just random buildings across the map, and they're guaranteed to spawn at the mines of Sterling. And they can, since the tight spaces of mine, yeah, you're in for a treat, but like a really bad treat here. So, as you can tell, I almost died here. It was very close. I don't know how I survived, but I guess it's a win. Next down the line, we have some pretty tough zombies. We have the soldier zombies and Captain Prescott. Captain Prescott is like he's not really that tough, but he has like an entire army at his disposal. So you have to get through that to get General Prescott. It's easy if you know what you're doing. Just camp this little gateway here. There are 3 types of zombies, not including General Prescott, but I guess it kind of fits in the category of them. There is the regular zombies who just have their fists, no actual guns or weapons. Then we have the ones with the standard revolvers, just like the sheriff zombie. It's basically just this sheriff zombie, both the reskin, and we also have the ones with the cavalry sabers, just like General Prescott himself. He fits in the ones who have the cavalry sabers, which, although they're melee zombies, they don't really do that much damage, because, well, they do more damage than a standard zombie, obviously, but you can get a key from General Prescott, where you can open the supply depot. You can get a cannon with cannonballs and some bombs in there, around 6 or 7 maybe, which is not much, but it could go a long way. And if you want to deal with the horseback zombies, who come later after you eliminate General Prescott and his goons, just get on the cannons up on the fort and start shooting at them. If they don't spawn, just kind of go out into the, just shoot at them. Eventually they'll stop spawning, because there's only a limited number of them. And without the cannons, you're kind of cooked, unless you have, like, a rifle and you're, like, the best shot in the entire game. So, just be careful when you first try to take down this fort. If you don't know what you're doing the first time, you can easily be overwhelmed. And although the prize isn't really that worth it, it's still a pretty fun place to raid with your friends. And I'd highly recommend checking it out just for the bonds and because it's kind of fun as well. Also, if you're wondering, the wanted posters absolutely do not lie. Once you sell General Prescott at the sheriff's office, you get 150 USD, or whatever the currency is in this game. I'm assuming USD. So I had a recording of vampires, but I lost it. I don't know how. But basically, they are pretty tough. I recommend using survivalists to take them down. You can find them during blood moons and in that castle at 40 kilometers. They also sell for $15, which, I mean, not that much. But if you're in a clutch, $15 could take you a while, especially if you're using, like, Pony Express. Oh, and they also teleport. The werewolf is probably one of the strongest beings in the entire game, except for the actual boss himself, Nikola Tesla, which I will touch on later at the end. But yeah, if you are stranded just out in the middle of absolutely nowhere, you have no snake oil, no horse, no nothing, and it's a full moon, which they spawn at full moons, and at that castle that I just talked about, you're basically dead unless you have, like, people to use as bait, like your friends. The French is me. But if you do manage to take them down, which, honestly, if you know what you're doing, is really easy to hunt werewolves, they do sell for 20 USD, or $20, whatever. And, like I said, it is important in Pony Express if you are very poor, or if you're just poor in general and need at least a little bit of money. They also are really good fuel sources. I don't know why. I mean, maybe because they're, like, massive. But, yeah, they're really good fuel sources. If you're in a clutch, use it. Alright, now let's go to the werewolf's more tame cousin, the wolf. Yeah, it's just a regular wolf. You can tame these by just feeding it random bodies. You can also feed it, like, werewolf carcasses. Also, wolf carcasses as well. Unfortunately, you cannot sell these. I wish you could. Honestly, I don't see why you're unable to. It's just kind of weird in my opinion. Alright, bandits, also known as outlaws. They have a bounty on their head for 35 USD, $35, 35 money, whatever. But they have a bounty on their head for 35, and although 35 is not much, keep in mind, a gold bar sells for 50. That is, like, basically a gold bar. And remember, these things spawn in swarms, so yeah, it is dangerous. But that's a lot of money that you can make. They do have rifles, though. You can also find these at the last checkpoint. And, yeah, they own the entire checkpoint and are blocking your escape to Mexico by having you just lower the bridge to cross the Rio Grande. So if I were you, I would take out these guys carefully. But it is definitely worth it if you know what you're doing. But the variety of weapons that these guys have is crazy. They spawned at the last checkpoint, just ran parts of the desert, and bandit camps. We have reached our final foe on the list, and it is Nikola Tesla himself. But, like, really strong, and he, like, hits you with, like, lightning rocks. It's weird. But, you know, Dead Rails doesn't make sense. But, yeah, there's Nikola Tesla right there. I am obviously keeping my distance, because this is my second time actually taking on Nikola Tesla. First time I did, I actually successfully killed him with my one friend. Not this friend, though. It was a different friend. But yeah, we just killed him again. And I was actually pretty surprised. And, yeah, bandits just keep on coming in after you defeat him. But this is basically the last enemy. And, fun fact, he sells for $300 if you manage to get to the checkpoint in time, which that was what my friend was trying to do, but he didn't make it there in time, unfortunately, and we didn't get the badge. But yeah, this is what he looks like, although he isn't black. Okay, someone's gonna take that out of context, but either way, that was the last boss, or just the last enemy in general, and it was nice being on this journey with you guys. I might as well just let the ending roll.